Kyle had always lived a simple life in his small Midwestern town. He worked at the local coffee shop, earning just enough to get by, and he'd never traveled outside his town for more than a day. One day, after receiving his paycheck, Kyle decided to do something he'd never done before. He bought a lottery ticket. The next day, as Kyle sat in his small, cozy living room, he casually checked his ticket. To his astonishment, every number matched. He had won the national lottery, $250 million. Kyle couldn't believe his luck. A small-town guy with a big-time fortune. At first, Kyle was overwhelmed by the possibilities. He imagined himself driving a flashy sports car, living in a giant mansion, and even buying a yacht, though he lived nowhere near the ocean. But as he stood in front of an expensive car dealership, scratching his head at the price tags, he realized he had no idea how to handle his newfound wealth. Back at the coffee shop, Kyle was deep in thought when an elderly regular, Mr. Jenkins, noticed his troubled expression. "Kyle, you look like you've seen a ghost. What's on your mind, son?" Mr. Jenkins asked. Kyle explained his situation, and Mr. Jenkins listened carefully, nodding with understanding. "You know, money is a lot like coffee," Mr. Jenkins said with a smile. "If you pour it all out too fast, you'll burn yourself. But if you manage it wisely, you'll enjoy it for a long time." Though confused at first, Kyle took the old man's advice to heart. He decided to meet with a financial advisor who could help him make the most of his fortune. With the advisor's guidance, Kyle learned to budget, invest, and even give back to his community. Instead of blowing his money on extravagant purchases, he bought a modest house, invested wisely for his future, and made sure to save for rainy days. He also began donating to local charities, helping to improve his town. In the end, Kyle didn't just win the lottery, he won at life. By managing his money wisely, he turned his fortune into a brighter future for himself and his community. He even bought the coffee shop where he used to work, now running it as the owner, with a smile on his face and a sense of contentment that no amount of money could buy.